At AIG, every day we work together to make a difference around the world. Our commitment to operating as a responsible corporate citizen is central to our success as a business. Following this spirit, 4 members of AIG's MD program, Nick Muqtadir, Jake Sun, Fabricio Campos, and Brian Breezy, put together Project HOPE to help some talented young minds from inner city New York.
I'm Nick Muqtadir. I'm a member of AIG's MD pilot program. We partnered with New York City Department of Youth and Community Development and Rockaway Development Revitalization Corp to put together Project HOPE. We had 2 primary objectives in mind. One was to give the participants a window seat view into corporate world, and second was to help them feel confident about themselves that they can achieve success in life. The participants were handpicked by Rockaway Development. There were 10 college-bound students, and we have also engaged their guidance counselors to build into some continuity into the project. On day 1, we spent a good amount of time to break ice. Some of the participants were very nervous in the beginning, and they were very shy. So we split them up into smaller groups just to help them open up to us a little bit, and that really worked very well. And the same kids who had difficulty saying their names out loud in the beginning of the day were asking us challenging questions by the end. So the change was quite phenomenal, and it was a very interesting experience for us. We then showed the kids how corporate structures are organized to show them that how their strengths and interests can be aligned in large organizations. We demonstrated that regardless of core business activity, large organizations are structured in somewhat of a similar manner.
Today was really kind of exciting because I didn't really know what to expect, and I don't think any one of us did, which was kind of like an element of surprise, because when we came, they was actually really nice and welcoming and down to earth. And I do appreciate them telling their story because they allowed us to relate to them and for them to seem more human, because all we know was AGI or AIG. And that's all we know. Like, we know these people who are in big corporations, but they were really down to earth. They actually explained what the corporation was and how it works and the different parts of it.
Hi, my name is Brian Breezy. And the goal of what we tried to do on day 1 was really make them feel comfortable, make them feel like they belonged here, right? That was the goal of ours, is to make them show like it wasn't a big deal. They were coming to a big building, coming to a fancy conference room, but it wasn't a big deal. Don't be scared that you're walking in here. We wanted to make sure that they knew we were just normal people. We wanted to relate to them, and we wanted them to relate to us. And so that was our goal. We wanted them to smile, we wanted them to engage, and we wanted them to really come in and feel like what it was to become part in a corporate environment and not be terrified about coming in.
So when I came in, I was expecting like businessmen and like office workers to like sit at a table and just like talk to us and like kind of just like monologue and kind of like rant. But when we came in, they were very open. It was a very open conversation. And then as we started to see like their jobs and their positions, I was so surprised to see people, such successful people from such high positions, take time out of their day to come and talk to us. I was very flattered by that. And they were just like great, humble people, I can relate to them, I can talk to them, and I'll feel comfortable coming here next time and the time after that. And I hope and I pray that this is a long-lasting relationship and not something that's just going to stop.
So I'm Jake Sun. I'm part of this EMDI team with Fabricio, Nick, and Brian. And so I think all of us had the same sort of reaction with respect to this whole program, that we didn't know what to expect, and we're really impressed with how much the kids knew about life generally, how resilient these kids are, and how engaged they were. So the part of the things for us, the challenges for us, was that we had to make this thing relevant for them. And for day 2, we tried to make it relevant in terms of 2 things: balancing what we typically do in a corporate environment, which is negotiate among ourselves, our colleagues, third parties, whatnot. So we came up with a simulation of an M&A transaction, basically, something that brought it clearly within the corporate world, but also we were all trying to show them that a lot of the skills that are necessary for a negotiation, a good negotiator, they already have when they go to the market or whatnot. They all know there's certain things that you have to do in order to negotiate properly and well, and that's what we try to do. So we had this role play, and we were so impressed how much they got into it. They basically immersed themselves into it, into the fact that we heard subsequently that they were disappointed the session ended so soon because they were so much into it. They were coming up with new solutions to the problem that we had given them, the scenario that we gave them, and they seemed like they really learned a lot about what we normally do, and that's where we've kind of wrapped up, that they realize, I hope, that a lot of the skill sets that are necessary to succeed in the corporate world, they already have, and hopefully that resonates with them.
We don't want you to look that way, because then what does that say about us? Because we've been known as big tech for years and years and years, and they know us as the people who are in suits and ties and are serious about their business. And then we have like this fresh new company that's like, well, we wear sandals and we're cool.
Exactly. So that's what you have. That's what we're trying to figure out here is if you get. At the end of this program, we asked all the kids, "What was your favorite thing?" And you know what they said?
Day 2, when we did the negotiations, that was intense. It was like my favorite.
Well, for me, I think the most exciting part of these meetings was the negotiations. I thought that situation was really cool. We got to, go back and forth and see what it's like at a real negotiation, like we are real business people. And it was cool to see how the other side wasn't agreeing with our side, and we came to an agreement after a lot of bumping heads, but it was really fun.
Today was our third session with the group of kids. It was a very interesting session in which we helped them to structure their resumes, helped them to go through an interview process by actually interviewing me. And also we did individual interviews with each of them, helping them not only to how to present themselves, but how to use body language and posture to really show what they are. They are incredible kids with an amazing life experience, but they need to own it, they need to show it. And they are actually learn a lot today, I believe, the same as we did through these interview processes. We also had a representative of the internship program for AIG. It was a very good experience because the kids could see how a real program works in a very large organization. They were very interested, and I'm sure they're gonna be participants in the future.
From the mock interview session, I learned that body language is very important. You want to sit with your back straight. When it's time to shake your hands, you want to make sure you give a firm hand, but not too firm so you don't seem aggressive, and not too dainty so it doesn't look like you're giving off a weak personality. Versus the resume review, when I was taught how to do a resume, I was told to list your duties. So from this review session, I learned that not only do you list your duties, you also list what you offer to the community, or any accomplishments that you had in the job.
Right, so in the training for the kids had the opportunity to see how actually the trade worked. They also had a good discussion about how corporate bonds are negotiated. They could see the open space, they could see the TVs, and we explained to them how Bloomberg work, a Bloomberg terminal. There were presentations on how we actually have to call to do a trade in bond as opposed to do it electronically with stock. So all of that gave them a little bit of a sense on the complexity of the world of insurance and the importance of having investment as part of it.
In summation, this was an amazing experience. I think the kids got so much out of it. I know we got so much out of it, and I think it's one of those kind of things where you give a little and you get a lot more in return. And so what my goal, and I know the goal of everyone else part of the program, is to continue this on, because the value that it brought to those kids and even to us and to the organization, I think is tremendous, and we should try to figure out how to keep moving this forward.
Upon completion of the project, all participants felt more confident and prepared for their journey ahead. And the 4 executives at AIG were inspired that they were able to make a positive impact on the lives of the young participants. Project HOPE exemplified what it means to be a responsible corporate citizen at AIG.